Hey, what's up guys? Christian here with CEG Moving Picks. I just wanted to come on here real quick and talk about a few things concerning Bogatir and where we're at with production. And also I wanted to sort of tell you guys a little bit about my origin story and how I got involved in filmmaking and animation. So overall, I would say I've been writing for a number of years, but really probably in the past, 4, 5 years or so, things have gotten more serious with filmmaking and trying to do things independently and working with other indie creators. My start was definitely in indie horror type stuff and making films with friends, and we would make low budget films, things like that. And that's sort of what I've come into some when I started working on my own animated stuff. And to take you back to sort of where I started with all this, I had the interview with Wilder Carnes. He was my co-writer on Bogatir. And as I mentioned, Bogatir was not our first project. We've been working together for a few years at this point. And I'll post a link in the description to some of the other things. Well, we really have to go back to the beginning of sort of where I started with my animation journey, and that would be going all the way back to Fred's Forest. Now, Fred's Forest was a stop motion series that I had written, mostly just a pilot episode, and the idea for it was that it was supposed to be like for kids. It was a children's show, stop motion, really mixed media actually, because we had plans for like live action, some 3D stuff also with like blue screen and things like that. And like I say, here's an example of it right here. We got about as far as the animatic with it, so really it's just a matter of trying to sort of go ahead and create the whole thing with that. And also, I wanted to bring someone on here, a special guest. This is Fred. Fred was the puppet for Fred's Forest. Like I said, he was a stop motion puppet, and he was designed to do all types of stop motion things. I actually made a video about 2 years ago, I think, where I sort of demonstrated a little bit how he works and did a short animation. Also, I can do some more with him in the future if y'all would like to see that kind of thing. Sort of show more of how stop motion works and sort of some insights into that. And the cool thing about Fred was, the way we designed him, his mouth, if you can see right here, sort of pops off. We have several replacement mouths, mostly for the major vowels, and that's sort of how we made him talk. And the initial idea with Fred Forest was to do sort of a short run with a few episodes, and it would basically cover things like nature, different things in nature. I'll leave a link to the animatic right here, that way you guys can look it up and see for yourselves. Like I said, if you want to see a little bit more of that, I can definitely post some more and give more insight into Fred and some of the stop motion things we've worked on. But yeah, after my attempt at writing a stop motion series is when we sort of moved on from that into a couple of different we've had, and then wrote some scripts and got some sort of ideas together and through a certain amount of pre-production. And now here we are with Bogatir. And Bogatir is the farthest we've gotten so far. Like I say, we're getting close to being done with storyboarding, and that'll pretty much put us through pre-production at that point. I will definitely post some more as things develop with that. And also, if you guys have any questions at all, just post them in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. One thing that I do want to touch on some is whenever you're trying to sort of get a crew together and create something, it can be hard to figure out where to start with everything. The main thing really is just, getting started. Pick up a pen or a pencil and start writing. You write your idea down, you write a script. If you're an artist and the characters come first, then you can do it that way. There's definitely various routes to get to where you're going with all of this. For me, it's definitely always been looking at scripts first and doing research in that sort of way. I'm definitely more so on the writing side of things. I've worked with a lot of great artists also on these projects that have really helped with sort of bringing in different kinds of concept art and helping bring the vision to life with the ultimate goal. And I'm hoping that y'all get to see a lot of this with Bogatyr as we move forward with production on it and see it unfold with everything that we've done so far. But yeah, this has been a super short introduction to CEG Moving Pics and how we've gotten started, and me and my early animation journey and filmmaking and journey in general. Like I said, definitely post any comments that y'all have or questions, and I'll do my best to answer. And keep an eye out for Bogatyr and everything that's coming with that. Okay, see you guys in the next video.